Wladimir Klitschko's pro career, man, that's a tale worth telling. We're talking Atlanta '96 Olympic gold, snagging 5 different championship titles: WBO, IBF, IBO, The Ring, and WBA. Only thing missing was the WBC, but hey, big bro Vitali had that covered at the time. But the real talk is ring performances. Now, Klitschko had some serious bragging rights there. 69 fights, 64 victories, 54 knockouts. Dude KO'd opponents 23 times, sent them packing. So let's revisit some of Dr. Steelhammer's best knockouts. Wladimir Klitschko versus Ray Austin. Back in March 2007, Klitschko defended his IBF title for the second time after snatching it from Chris Bird a year prior. By then, the Ukrainian had 15 KO wins, but none compared to Austin. This win was something else, man. All his previous KOs were either early career or in less prestigious bouts. The KO victory against Ray Austin marked a turning point for Wladimir, launching him into the realm of major victories with legit world titles. Austin was the first victim whose scalp was taken in under 4 minutes of the bout.
Klitschko's showing that jab, which is going to hurt him.
Round 2, Klitschko pinned Austin, nailed him with precise left hooks, and down he went.
There's a big left hook from Klitschko, and the second left hook knocks Austin down.
And that's the left hook I was telling you about. Sets it up with a jab, and then comes across with a left hook. I don't think Ray Austin's going to beat the count. It's over.
It's done on 2 left hooks.
Wladimir Klitschko versus Tony Thompson. Unlike his compatriot Austin, Thompson held out longer, only caving in during championship rounds. Klitschko dominated, faster, more accurate most of the time. In round 2, they clashed heads, and Klitschko got cut above his right eye. That turned out to be the only serious damage Thompson inflicted on the champ, who was gaining momentum round by round. But hey, Thompson wasn't a pushover against Klitschko. He traded blows, went toe-to-toe, sometimes taking the lead. Maybe the pace got to him or the shots he ate, but Thompson was running out of gas, especially in the latter half of the fight. By the 10th round, Thompson could barely stand, even hit the canvas when coming out of a clinch. It all wrapped up in the 11th round when Wladimir caught him with a left hook. Thompson hit the floor, and he just couldn't muster the strength or will to keep going. Thompson got a shot at redemption 4 years later, but ended up losing again. Wladimir Klitschko versus Eddie Chambers. In boxing, they say a good big boxer will beat a good little one. And man, did that prove true on March 20th in Dusseldorf when the big man Wladimir Klitschko took care of business against little Eddie Chambers, knocking him out in the final seconds of the last round. The fight kicked off cautiously, both trying to find their angles. But let's be real, the advantage was all on Klitschko's side. Chambers was playing second fiddle, hiding behind a tight defense, looking for those counter shots. Now the second round was something else. Besides Klitschko landing a heavy right hook that rattled Chambers, we got this memorable wrestling move by Eddie. He hoisted Wladimir up, flipped him mid-air, and boom, canvas time for Klitschko. Referee Renato Rodriguez didn't slap Chambers with penalties, just a verbal reminder that this was a ring, not a wrestling mat. By the midway point, Klitschko's dominance was clear. Chambers was just dodging Steelhammer's shots, couldn't land a solid attack. Right before the championship rounds, turns out Chambers' glove had a tear. Quick gear replacement took a few minutes and the fight resumed. Refreshed from that short break, Chambers tried to step up. He was moving better, threatening Klitschko more with those right shots. But Wladimir wasn't pushing it, playing it safe, mostly reacting instead of initiating. Coach Emmanuel Stewart, Klitschko's cornerman, wasn't thrilled about this strategy. Post-fight, dude nearly lost his voice screaming that they didn't want another win by points. Final minute ticking away, it seemed like Vladimir's burst was futile. Some fans were already heading for the exit when, boom, out of nowhere, Vladimir's left hook literally floored Chambers. Down he went, knockout. Chambers, with a face looking like chopped liver, lay motionless. The doc rushed in. Post-fight, a quick Eddie admitted not even remembering how he got knocked out. Maybe that's for the best. Chambers probably wants to erase that trip to Dusseldorf. Turned into a real-life nightmare for him. Wladimir Klitschko versus Samuel Peter II. Now, let's talk about a familiar face to the Klitschko brothers during their second meeting with Wladimir, Nigerian, Samuel Peter, also known as the Nigerian Nightmare. This dude could have been a real nightmare for the Ukrainian champs if he pulled off victories against both younger Wladimir. A bout in September 2005 ended with Vladimir's unanimous decision win. And older brother Vitali, they clashed in October 2008. And Vitali secured a technical knockout win in the 8th round. Peter could have at least held on to the WBC belt and snagged that official IBF contender status. But nope. Turns out the Klitschkos were the start of a downward spiral for this Nigerian athlete known as Darkness and Oblivion.
His last 9 opponents. Not only in recent fights, his defense has been better. Klitschko, though, whipping in a couple of good right hands as well in this first fight.
From the get-go, the third face-off with Klitschko didn't promise much for Peter. His attacking zeal and persistence clashed against Klitschko's solid jabs, keeping the Nigerian at bay. Wladimir toyed with him, easily thwarting Peter's charges.
He's boxing well here. He heard Peter there. Peter, another right hand. He can't miss with that shot. He keeps on taking out the decision. Wladimir landed many more punches. Twice. And the right hand, it's the honey punch for his ring generalship and craft. Yeah, and he's boxing very well here. Peter not getting close. Wladimir Klitschko, as we come towards the end.
As the fight progressed, Peter, who gave it all in the early rounds, started resembling a clunky, unarmed tank. He tried marching forward, throwing random crosses, absorbing all incoming hits. That game plan was doomed, and it didn't take long to see that.
He's been game, but not much more. He's just prodding forward. He hasn't got the foot speed to get his off. Another left hook this time. Starting disrupt in sparring, actually fighting. Wladimir Klitschko is proving a very sort of spark. Sets it up with the left jab, right hand.
In the 10th round, Klitschko landed a precise left uppercut. followed by a series of blows that left Peter dazed.
Peter's corner, I think, a comedy stopping.
Down went Peter, struggling to get up from the canvas. That was the toughest defeat in his career, and it seems he's still trying to recover from it. Wladimir Klitschko versus Jean-Marc Mork. Next up, Jean-Marc Mork, the French heavyweight who hadn't seen the ring in over a year, couldn't put up a worthy fight against the champ. In those 10-odd minutes of the bout, Mork couldn't land a solid hit on Klitschko, constantly clinching and hitting the floor thrice, once unable to withstand Klitschko's weight and twice after the champ's strikes. The final fall sealed the deal for the Frenchman. Eating a classic 1-2 from Wladimir, followed by a swift side blow, the Frenchman crashed, heard the ref's count, and barely rose just to shuffle back to his corner. Klitschko's 50th knockout victory came in just over 3 rounds, giving the fans a knockout win while Mork walked away with a decent payday, considering Briggs and other boxers' experiences. After this win, Klitschko went on to win against Tony Thompson, second bout, and Francesco Pianetta, but these victories are marked with a TKO. Wladimir Klitschko versus Kubrat Pulev. Wladimir Klitschko and the official IBF contender, 33-year-old Bulgarian Kubrat Pulev, were supposed to square off on September 6, 2014. But the fight got postponed because Klitschko injured his Achilles tendon during training. Klitschko was the bookie's favorite, with odds of 5-7 in his favor. But the fight didn't unfold as many experts and boxing fans predicted. This time around, Klitschko ditched his usual cautious long-distance game plan. And for a change, Wladimir didn't dominate the jab exchange with his opponent. Pulev approached the fight with an aggressive mindset and courage against the long-time reigning champ, but that didn't save him from a knockout. Early on, Kubrat managed to slightly rock the champion with a jab, but Wladimir quickly recovered and put him down twice with a classic left hook. In the third round, Pulev hit the canvas for the third time. The climax arrived in the 5th round when Klitschko sealed the deal with that same left hook, sending the Bulgarian into a clean knockout. And that, my friends, wraps up our top knockouts of Wladimir Klitschko's 21-year career. If you liked it, don't forget to drop a like and share your favorite Klitschko knockout moments.